Hi everyone, so let's talk about the bottom-up approach to the minimum steps problem. So we are going to talk about bottom-up approach implementation, right? So again, you need a DP array, and I'm assuming the size is 100, but it can be anything. So what you need to do, we first need to figure out the base case, right? And that we have already seen in the top-down part that if n is 1, the answer is going to be 0. So what you can do, you can initialize everything with a 0, and then you can say okay, if right, if dp of 1, right, so dp of 1 is also going to be 0, that is obviously already initialized here, right? So what you can do, you can put a loop from int I equals to 2, I less than equals to n, I plus plus, and you can compute the value of dp of I, right? So let me just quickly go through how we will implement this bottom-up approach. For example, you want to compute, let's say, dp of 1 is 0, dp of 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on, let's say 6. So from dp of 2, so this is your value of n. So from this n, you can go to 1 by doing n by 2, or you can go to n minus 1, right? So in both of the case, you will end up at 0. So your answer is going to be minimum of these two, which is 0 plus 1. So it is going to be 1. At dp of 3, your n is 3. So you can go to dp of 1, or you can go to dp of 2 by doing n by 3, or you can do n minus 1. So dp of 1 is 0, dp of 2 is 1. So your minimum of 0 and 1. So your minimum of 0 and 1, it is going to be 0. Your answer is going to be minimum of 0, 1 plus 1. So it's going to be 2. Similarly at 4, you can end up at 3, or you can end up at 2. That's the two options by doing n by 2, or you can do n minus 1, because 4 is not divisible by 3. So minimum of 1 and 2 is 1. So your answer is going to be 2. At 5, you have only one option. You can only end up at 4, because you can only do n minus 1. So your answer is going to be minimum is 2 plus 1, 3. At 6, you can either end up at 5, or you can end up at 3, or you can end up at 2. Sorry, at 3 your answer is going to be 1, because you can also end up at 1, right? So this is minimum is 0 plus 1, it's going to be 1, right? So this is a mistake, so it's 1. And at 6, you can again end up at n by 3, n by 2, n minus 1. So at n by 3, which is 2, the answer is 1. At n by 2, which is 3, the answer is 1. At here, the answer is going to be 3. So minimum is 1, and you add a 1, so it becomes 2. So that this you will repeat for all values of n, and you can see that this operation of finding the minimum takes O1 time, and since you're doing it across n cells, the overall complexity would be order of n, right? So this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take 3 variables, option 1, option 2, option 3. All of them will be initialized as int max, and then I can say okay, if n is divisible by 3, then option 1 is dp of I by 3, right? So now remember, instead of saying the current position as n, we have current position as I, right? So I is the current state that you're going to compute. So you're computing dp of I, and that will depend upon dp of I by 3, I by 2, and I minus 1. So if n is divisible by 2, then option 2 would be dp of I by 2. And since we are filling up this array in a bottom-up manner, these states would already have been computed, right? Otherwise, option 3 is always there, which is dp of I minus 1. And finally, you can say, okay, I have seen all the 3 options. My answer, so my answer is, whatever is my answer, it will be stored in dp of I. It will be minimum of option 1 and 2 and option 3. And you can add a 1 here, right? or you can add 1 here also, right? So that does not matter. This is my dp of I, and I can say return dp of n. That's it. Okay, so now let's run this code. Cout minimum steps bottom up, and you give n. So minimum steps. Okay, so for 10 you can see you need 3 steps, for 5 you need 4 steps, and for 6 you need 2 steps. So this is what we have seen already, and this is how we can implement the bottom up approach to minimum steps to one problem, right? So I hope you would find this approach useful, and this is something that we are going to use in couple of more problems, right? So in a bottom up solution, you are just going to iterate a linear array, and you just need to think, how do you compute the value for the ith state? Okay, for the current dp of I, how it can be computed from the smaller sub problems, and those sub problems have already been computed when you are iterating from a small to big n, right? So this is what you need to do in a bottom up dp problem. Thanks a lot. See you guys in the next part.